After the backtest, these are the key metrics you need to extract. Daily return series or daily return vector is a very important thing whenever you're analyzing any data. And one more thing people doesn't see is not just about how much drawdown, it's about how long your drawdown is. Now the question is, if it happened twice, then there is a 70% decline in your capital, right? A bit of a disclaimer, yeah, backtest results, you can't expect the same results in future also in live trading also, because as we've been saying in multiple lectures, we are only dealing with sample of data. In the sense, the stock behavior can change and new patterns also could emerge in the any kind of a contract, stock or options contract. So your backtest might not have seen them. So whatever scenarios you train your model or you create your strategy, at least for those scenarios, it's going to give you a complete idea of how your hypothesis works. To generate some performance metrics, in previous classes you heard Sharpe ratio or Sortiner ratio, win rate, profit to win ratio, etc., etc. So after the backtest, these are the key metrics you need to extract. I've added all these performance metrics for you. I don't think I need to explain what these metrics are, like average profit, P&L, trade, holding time, etc. But this tells you that once you create a robust backtester that records information like trades, the time of trade, why you exited, number of positions, all this, it is going to help you to do any kind of complex analysis. This is one such analysis, right? If you see, it gave me what is my total P&L, how many trades, how many are winners or how many are losers, and if I'm winning, how much money I'm winning, if I'm losing, how much I'm losing. That's essentially the profit factor. That's why even though we have more lost trades, we still made some profit. And on an average, this particular contract expires on like third week. Depending on expiry date, this also changes. But again, this is a simplistic strategy, right? More complex strategy, these will be more impactful. I mean, there is some information you can withdraw or extract from this. Daily return series or daily return vector is a very important thing whenever you're analyzing any data. If you just plot this, or let's say histogram of daily return, you'll understand what is how volatile my daily returns is. If I go live with this strategy every day, how much deviation or how much increase or decrease in P&L I can see. You can do many things. If you ask me what is the ideal range of drawdown, actually this is not relevant to options, because options deals with payoffs. The options, people are ready to lose 100% because they're banking more on how much money they can get when they are actually getting profit. But it is more relevant, your question is more relevant when I'm dealing with equities. And then it depends on your benchmark. If I'm dealing with contracts from S&P 500 and my strategy is giving a drawdown of 10%, I see what is the drawdown in the same period in the index or my benchmark. If my strategy is having a drawdown of minus 10%, but index has a drawdown of 20%, I have a better strategy because my drawdowns are much lesser than my strategy. So my benchmark. So it's about what is your benchmark and how you compare. There is no uh, common answer for this, but if you ask me what is the ideal range of drawdown, I say ideally you shouldn't have drawdowns as deep as this. And one more thing people doesn't see is not just about how much drawdown, it's about how long your drawdown is. See what happened here. Almost for 4 months there is a drawdown. After 4 months we recovered and then came to positive. So this is very critical thing for me. So I might study what happened in these 4 months and add in my entry conditions that don't trade if these conditions are met. I know many strategies which has 50% drawdowns, but it doesn't make sense at a capital level, right? Why would you go for a strategy which has 50% drawdown? That means if you start with 1 lakh as a capital or $1 lakh as a capital, at any point it can go to $50,000. Now the question is, if it happened twice, then there is a 70% decline in your capital, right? So irrespective of whether you can make that $25 again to $100, 100K, and then take it up is a separate discussion. But 50% drawdown, is it a good or not? I can't claim until you have a chart like this.